first up, let's bring you the latest information that we have gathered on the drone attacks that were reported from Jammu after the twin explosions that happened on the wee hours of Sunday morning at 2 a.m. in an Air Force base in Jammu. More drones are now being detected. In fact, more drones spotted in the intervening night of 27 to 28 June as well. 2 drones, in fact, spotted at Ratnuchak-Kaluckhak military area. 2 separate drone activities, that is, we are talking about here. High alert sounded and quick reaction teams engaged them with firing. Both the drones then flew away. A major threat, therefore, thwarted by the alertness and proactive approach of troops. Security forces are on high alert and search operation is on. This is the statement released by Lieutenant Colonel Devendra Anand, PRO Defence. Pradeep Datta joining us on the phone line. Pradeep is tracking all the developments closely for us. Okay, before I go to Pradeep, let me go across to Manu Pabbi, senior editor of the Economic Times, joining us on the phone line. Good afternoon, Mr. Manu Pabbi. I want to ask you that now the alarm has been raised clearly because, first of all, we are talking about, for the very first time, a drone attack reported in a military base in India, and now in quick succession, more drones being spotted. How are you looking at these developments?
See, this was something that has been expected for a while now. As you would recall, that drones have been used quite extensively in the past year or so to drop weapons on the Indian side of the border by Pakistan-based terrorists. And this is just the next step into this. So it's a low-cost warfare technique which is being used by terrorists supported from Pakistan. And I think we should be prepared to see more of this. The real problem lies in countering such things because this is, flying a drone and dropping explosive has become now practically as easy as, a terrorist lobbing a grenade across a military complex. And the response has to be, proportionate. There has to be a lot of ground intel in detecting such modules. Like the fresh activity reported last night seems to be the activity of the same module which dropped the bombs at the Jammu Air Base. And what really needs to be done is finding the ground units responsible for controlling these drones and taking them down. I think the real challenge is to find out the operators. Countering drones once they're in the air is a tricky thing. It's not always easy. Some of them will always get through.
Right. That's interesting because as of now, we are given to understand that we do not have those precise jamming facilities. Is that correct? I mean, of course, you're saying that we need to find the, the origins of these drones and how they are being operated. But do we have the paraphernalia to do so at the moment, especially with these very low-flying drones, which can be fired from close range?
See, technically speaking, you can counter them. You can put in jammers and blockers to put that, but unfortunately, it is not possible to do that throughout the country. You can protect certain areas from it, say, example, the Delhi airport or major air bases. But these drones will be a threat not just to air bases but to other units. So you can't have jammers practically on all military units or areas of interest across the country. So the technology is possible. It is just has to be seen how widely can it be applied, because targets for such drones can range from, say, a convoy down a road to headquarters of a military installation. So the targets are of huge variance, and putting jammers everywhere might not be a practical solution. But yes, for certain high-value assets, that's the future. We do have that technology available, and it has to be put in larger numbers in vulnerable areas like Jammu and things closer to the border for sure.
Yes, so will the interception and intervention be possible? Because going forward, Manu Pabbi, are we looking at a new era of unconventional aerial warfare? Because you said that this has been, now, of course, the terrorists and the terrorist activities are moving to high technology devices. Is the country prepared for it? That is one. And of course, is this a new kind of unconventional aerial warfare that has opened up now?
If we are prepared for it, yes. There are a lot of companies, both in the private and public sector, which manufacture equipment which is capable of taking these things down. There are 2 ways of taking down drones. One is jamming signals and confusing them so that they don't really attack or find their target. Second is shooting them down with either lasers or with the small arms. The technology for this is readily available. It is not very high-end technology, and a lot of Indian companies are capable of doing it. Now, the government has to decide how much they want to order this, how much, where all they want to put it. I think that's going to be a more practical solution that they will have to figure out. And on the other point, yes, we have reached a point in which, high-tech but low-cost warfare is going to be a problem. So drones are high-tech, but the cost of a drone is pretty low compared to training a terrorist and sending him in, as a suicide bomber. So it is going to be difficult. Innovative solutions will have to be found. But yes, we're entering an area, a time where high-tech but low-cost warfare will be, portrayed against our own high-tech systems. So, for example, the Indian air defense systems right now are state-of-the-art. Some of them are really good. We're getting more, and they cost billions of dollars, but they're all directed towards conventional threats like fighter jets and missiles. Now, these smaller threats are something that we have to get more prepared to. And the problem is attrition, because you can send in 1,000 such drones which cost, say, 10,000 rupees a piece, but to shoot them down is more costly than for them to send them in. So we're going to enter an area, a time where we'll have to figure out how to a cost-benefit ratio of what weapon systems to use against such low-cost but high-tech instruments of war.
Right, high-tech, low-cost airfare weaponry being used, terror outfits adapting to technological advances. Manu Pabbi giving us important perspectives after the attacks in a Jammu airbase, more drones being detected. Thanks for giving us the latest inputs on this big story we're tracking today.